huh? I'm just wondering if the sound is much better now. Can I put it a tiny bit more this way? Oh, it's always something. Look, that's not bad. It's just a weird angle. That's a weird angle. Will that work? There we go. There we go. Just a tiny bit higher. Okay, let me see. Can I put this higher? Oh, I am so organized. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, there we are. Hello. My name is Anja. Sean the Harp is over there. And this is day 82 of From Here to Jerusalem. I've been doing live videos on an irregular basis for the past 82 days of my journey from West Cork to Jerusalem on foot with a harp on my back in a that weighs about 20 kilos. So I've been in Amsterdam resting for a week just to allow my muscles to... is this better? This is better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It has to do with how the light falls. Do you like my new leggings? They're kind of good, aren't they? Yeah, so 82 days walking with a harp on your back with regular days off. That was one of the things I really wanted to achieve, is to go slower. I'm going slower. I've been in Amsterdam resting and eating, and I've gotten a bit bigger again. There was like a hole in it felt like there was a hole in my body and I couldn't fill it anymore. Do I have my notes here now? Yeah, so now to be honest, I haven't been really happy about the way I've been doing the updates. They're live, but it's not the same as it was live in... can you hear that? There's a lot of this stuff now again going on in Holland. A lot of air stuff, a lot of noise. There's always a lot of noise around here. So yeah, okay, that's where I wanted to start. I haven't been happy about the way I've been doing the updates, because I have the same feeling a lot of the people that were following me before as I was walking to Rome, because there's much live interaction. It feels like I'm not really connecting to the people who are following me, but I'm also not entirely sure whether it's important in that sense. Like, I have to do this journey. Does that make sense? Like, do I need to be told all the time that I'm good and that I'm doing wonderful stuff, or do I just do it? Like, and to be honest, I just want to do it. The doing it is more important than me receiving praise or feeling validated by the people who follow my journey. But it's been odd, doing live videos with nobody there and nobody to chat to, and so I'm not sure that I should be doing them live, is really one thing. And I also feel that the videos could do with more structure, and there was a complaint about sound, and I hope that I've sorted that out now as well. I also have the feeling that I haven't been feeling very free as to what I'm sharing, what I'm not sharing. I have the feeling that there is a lack of story in this journey. Like before, I always had a thing that was part of it, but now, yeah, I don't know. I think I've hit a little bump there. I don't know what it all means. I don't know. I'm finding the carrying is really hard. My body is doing different things. I've had a little bit of anxiety as well, which I've never had. And I feel like a little bit all over the place. Now, the all over the place feeling, I think, comes a little bit from knowing that this is going to be a very, very, very long journey. But like I'm 82 days in now, and I'm in Holland. I don't know how far I think I should have gone, and I keep talking about going slower. So I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm good, but I'm feeling out of touch. So I'm hoping that now that I've reached Holland, which is kind of the first time I'm coming through the Netherlands, that I'm not just here to visit family or to visit friends or to do something specific. This is the first time ever that I've walked through Holland. Like, this is the very first time I've ever engaged with the Netherlands as a pilgrim. And it's the strangest experience. I'm really used to the English and Irish and the French going like, oh yeah, of course, like pilgrimage, we get it, and they kind of know there is some type of affinity with it, and there is an ability to talk about it. Here, people just look at you and they go blank. They go completely blank. They don't know what to make out of it. And even the word for it, bedevaart, is so different from when you say pilgrim, they don't really understand. And bedevaart is like, it's an old word and they don't know what to make of it. So it's been an experience, because I'm so used to people going like, oh yeah, no, yeah, like my sister walked Camino, or my brother, raised funds for whatever, but here they just look at you and go, huh? And they go, oh, that's very brave. And they honestly don't know how to react, I think. Um, they're also, the Dutch are not very, if they're curious, they're not letting it on at all. I don't know. The country is really beautiful, though. The country is really beautiful. The people are really nice. I've had the nicest time in Amsterdam meeting with old school friends. So I met with Glenn, whose partner I'd never met, Anita, and they threw us this. So Marcel and myself, because I've been staying with Marcel, and they invited us to come out to their little summer house out in North, and they threw us this amazing barbecue. And Marielle, with who was in our class as well, she was there as well. And we had a little bit of music, and we sat outside, and we had fires and drank, and there was a bottle of champagne, and it was just really, really lovely. It was lovely meeting Anita. It was amazing to meet Glenn after all those years again. Then I went to see my cousin, who had some bad news and some good news. It was really lovely to see her and her husband. And I spent some time there. And then yesterday we met, Marcel and myself, we met with Leonard. And Leonard was another one out of our class. And I hadn't spoken to him. I think I haven't spoken to him in 30 years. Like, yeah, it was so good. Like, okay, we were sinking beer and stuff, but it was so nice to meet him. Now, the other thing that was really good was to share with Marcel, all my little foibles about the bag and the clicky clacky things and the weight, and to have somebody there who's going through that experience with you. And every time he'd come up with a solution, I'd go like, tried that already, and he'd go like, no, try. And I'm still where I was when I started. So yeah, I'm right. It's quite a challenge to overcome some of the challenges that I have. And now I'm not alone in knowing this. Like, I had another set of ears and eyes to help me with it. So that was really good as well. Meeting people, fantastic. I also went to see the old neighbors in the house where I grew up. So Rietje and Cordy. I didn't see Ali, but I did see her husband Frank, and that was actually really good. I hadn't spoken to any of them since my father died, so they didn't know that he wasn't there anymore. So it was very good to go there and to see, to see some of what is still there out of the time that we used to live there when I was a kid and my dad later on. So the other thing, so that was one part of staying here and resting here, was to kind of meet up with family and people that I know. Um, but yeah, as a pilgrim, I kind of feel lost. But really, for no good reason, because the day that I arrived, I went to the Kruidberg. The Kruidberg is the church on the Singel, um, and it's a the Jesuit church, and they stamped my pilgrim's passport, and they were very, very kind. They received me, they gave me coffee, and they were very, very, very lovely. And it was the church where my father used to go after the church that my brother and myself were baptized in was broken down. There was a small chapel there still. Um, so I sent a message and I asked could I go and see it and meet it. So today, I don't know if this pastor knows that I'm coming with a harp, but he is receiving me, and I'm going to go to the place where so it's the actual space, but the church that was there, which was it was a neo-Gothic church, I think, and I remember it as being quite musty. It was from the 1880s, I think, quite musty, quite big. There used to be a painting, I think, out of the church there, one of the 12 stages, one of those crucifixion paintings was was hanging in my dad's living room for years and years and years, um, and he got it restored and everything. So I'm going to go be in that space today. And then there was the priest who actually baptized us. He moved to Begijnhof. Now, Begijnhof is also the center of the miracle culture in Amsterdam. So Amsterdam was a Catholic city. There was the Dutch state was not the Dutch state, but like those in charge were Catholics during the Middle Ages, and there is this miracle happened in, let me see, I wrote it down, the year, the 15th of March in 1345. A man became unwell on the Kalverstraat, which is this tiny little street in the center of Amsterdam. And a priest was called to give him Holy Communion. He was given the Holy Communion for the sick, and he throws up. And the uh, the hostie, the body of Christ, he throws that up as well, and it's in perfect condition. But as was tradition at the time, what you do with vomit, because you wouldn't know what was in it, you throw it into the fire. So the whole thing goes into the fire, and then this woman sees that the vomit is burning, but the host, the bread, the hosting, is still intact in the fire, and she puts her hand into the fire, takes it out, and doesn't burn her hand. Well, now the pastor is called again, and this piece of bread is brought to the old church in Amsterdam, then called St. Nicholas Church, but now called the Old Church in the red light district now. And the next morning, it is gone, and it is back next to the body of the sick man, and this happens twice. So out of this, like this is like it's called the Miracle of the Holy Communion. Hiya, there's Marcel. And yeah, they built a little chapel for this, and this becomes later on after the Dutch become Protestant and it becomes illegal to be a Catholic. They they changed the name to the Nieuwezijds Kapel, and around there is the Begijnhof. So every year they would walk a route of the miracle, where the host had been, and they would say masses and stuff. And then on the turn of Protestantism, it becomes like illegal. But because there is no segregation between church and state, the Catholics still go into this chapel and pray and use this space to venerate this miracle. And this only changes in 1881 when they find the route again, and they now call it the silent procession. So the miracle procession, and they do it every year around the 15th of March. There's like masses being said, and they go and they call it the silent procession, and you go around all those places. And nowadays people come from all over the country, all over the world. So the priest who baptized me and my brother, he went to work in the Catholic chapel afterwards in het Begijnhof. So I thought it would be nice to play in that area. So I had contacted the English church, which is the Protestant church on the Begijnhof, and I played there yesterday for about an hour, and it was really, really lovely. The space is beautiful. It's all wood. The sound in there is just very, very, very nice. And my friend, my friend Stella, she came out. I spent some time with her as well, and she came out and she hung out with us. And so, yeah, that's the miracle. Now, so tomorrow it is time to move on. We've had a bit of a heat wave here, and then the weather was kind of so-so for a day, and today it's really beautiful, and then it says that tomorrow is good, but then Friday the weather isn't going to be as good. So I've been looking at all these routes, but it's like I keep changing my mind. So I found there is like the Flores 5 path, there is the Trekvogel path, and then there's also the Limus, which we couldn't follow from Amsterdam, but once you come to the middle of the country, it's like the Roman border of the Roman Empire. And of course, given the thing that I experienced walking to Rome, I'd be really interested in walking part of that path. But the aim is to get back to the E8. So I found the Gasperplas, there is a camping, and I think that is the first day. That's where we should stop the first day. So I'm going to go see, do they have a place, a pitch for us, or maybe a little house. And then Friday, we don't know about the weather. It doesn't look great. But the truth is, of course, we don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to resolve this thing about how I feel about the diaries. I think I'm going to change a few things, and I'm not sure I'm going to do them live anymore, or maybe parts of it live but pre-recorded, because there just seem to be too many issues all the time around the actual uploading, and I've been slow uploading, and I just feel a little bit lost in it, and I have the feeling like I don't really know what it is I want to talk about, and I feel self-conscious about things that I'm saying, and I'm wondering whether anything that I say has any purpose at all. So I'm just going through a little bit of a funny phase, I think. But of course I want to make those diaries because it's important. That's why I'm kind of confused that I don't seem to know what it is I want to say. It's I always think like it's pretty straightforward, right? I want to walk to this place, to meet as many people, to play for as many people. I like food, I like architecture, I like flora and fauna, and yet I haven't really talked about, the hare that I met, or the pheasants that I saw, or all kinds of other things, like, and even So the usual topics seem to have gotten kind of lost for me, and yeah, I don't know, and I don't know how I feel about it, and I don't know really how to resolve it, but I'm working on it. That's the most important thing. So yeah, so today Saint Vincentius Church, and then I'm gonna meet my other younger cousin, the son of my cousin. So what is he? Second removed. Like the Irish are great at this. I never know who is who or what is what. I'm gonna go have coffee with him. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I haven't met this young man in 100,000 years, and I'd asked him, would it be possible to maybe play at the place where his grandmother was um, uh, left, like where her ashes were left. I don't think he's thought about that anymore, but I'll go and meet him. I'll go and have a cup of coffee with him, and I'll see what rolls out of that. And then tomorrow, yeah, I'll have to repack the bag. Like I've got this new pair of leggings. Now they're obviously made by a Dutch uh, brand called Marald. Uh, these guys. Now they're really, 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 really nice. What was really funny was that um, I said like I need a medium pair. And Marcel's got like no, definitely not like. And he was sure I would have to send them back. And I said no, like they supposedly they're compression, but Dutch wear like it's the medium is on the big side for me. Like I'm a big woman, especially after eating for like 4 villages over the past week and a half. But they're very, very comfortable. The material is really, really nice, and they're very well made. So I'm looking forward to wearing them. And then of course the other thing we changed while I was here is we went to this store, and I had this woman looked at the insteps of my feet, and she gave me insoles which I put into my regattas. Like the regattas are really good. I think that these are better for autumn and spring, and I look forward to walking the next. I think they will last me another 1,000 kilometers. I'm looking forward to it, and then I look forward to more summery shoes, a bit more fabric, I'd say. Then again, with my feet, the fabric always like rips where the foot curls up. So in this case, there seems to be less of that damage, because I always damage shoes like that. Um, so they're holding up really well, and I really do enjoy walking on them. But the instep soles for the high instep, they've really made my feet less sore. So that's been very good as well. What else did we change? So I'm still waiting for the phone call on the bag. This is one of the reasons why I took my time, is that I knew that it would take 2 to 3 weeks for the bag to arrive. And I was asked, I was talking to my friend in Germany yesterday, and here we go again, like, can I have a timeline? Yes, you can, but like I change my mind every day. Can I have a timeline? Can I have a route? Yes, I can give you a route, but there's absolutely no guarantee I'm going to walk it, because I cannot make up my mind. And there are so many choices. What do you want to see? So the guideline is I am going to walk the E8, but there are bigger cities in there that I would like to see. Like Köln, I absolutely want to see the Dom in Köln, and there's a like. So am I going to do this like, oh well, now that I'm walking in this direction, I want to go see all this stuff? Then again, there are of course financial and not necessarily a time limit, but there's a limit as to how long I can linger around, just because there is limited finances. In that sense, there is limited time, because every day that I spend on the road is an extra day, and if it's going to be more severe in Germany about that you have to call for everything beforehand, it's going to be a one on me, like, because I really am not very good at that. and I'll try to adapt, of course, because that's part of what I do, but there's no guarantees. I can. Okay, that's it for me for today. Bit of a confessional, miracle of Amsterdam, and of course, like the route and having seen my friends. It's been a blast. I'm looking forward now to start moving again. Thank you very much for making all of this possible for me. Um, I've been really thinking about the videos and how to go on with them. I'm trying my best. And I'll keep trying a little bit harder. Thank you very much. Stay safe for now. Stay well. And I hope to talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye.